Excuse me. God damn. So
Now, as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important. We apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Sean. And welcome to
Ohio.
this newest edition of the RTShow. Oh no, we don't talk that word here. Unless we're talking about the Pro Football
Not
Hall
Ohio.
of Fame, but T is back. T is back.
True.
Guys, what a crazy
There
freaking weekend. We've gotten week 18 of the NFL season is come and gone. Our playoff teams and matchups are set. Coaches leaving, getting fired. I mean, but most importantly,
yeah,
that's right.
What's that noise?
The sweetest music in all the land. As the Michigan Wolverines have handled business and pretty much thumped the University of Washington in the college football playoff final. That's all I can say. We were seniors in high school, guys, the last time Michigan won the title. And it was a split. A split title back then, because that's back when the coaches and the AP voted on the national which is ridiculous. But with that, we now have the newest national title. Does this we'll get to that here in a second. But thoughts on the game?
It was awesome. No, I mean, I thought, Quorum was awesome. I watched minute to minute, second to second. So, I mean, I can tell you Quorum was awesome. I love Donovan getting those two big runs, setting the tone. It was going to be a running game. JJ McCarthy didn't do much, but he didn't make mistakes. So he got first downs when we needed them. That were pretty vital. When I think about that third down when they were on like their own 8, and he got a first down, that was probably the biggest third down of the game right there, because that they were up by a touchdown and they drove, and that ended up being kind of the last time Washington seemed like they had a chance. So Corum played awesome. Defense played amazing. I mean, hats off to the defense, man. They were awesome this whole season, really. They allowed two teams all year to get 200 plus passing yards on them. Washington was one of them, and I cannot remember the other one, but two teams all year just to get 200 passing yards against them, 200 yards plus. So excellent job to the defense, just all around. And Harbaugh, I know, I hope it's not his swan song on his way out, but man, what a way to go out, So we'll see. What do you think, T?
Michigan sucks. So
damn.
We all witnessed it. I think Washington had some opportunities there. I think that Michigan's defense created some chaos for them, so they weren't able to run as smooth as Penix and company would have liked to. And when you're in a game like that and you miss your opportunities, a team like Michigan's not going to allow you to have a second, third opportunity. And they did an awesome job by putting all the bullshit aside, and whether it's all the accusations are true, false, or whatever it may be, they just put all the naysaying stuff aside. Didn't really care what anybody else had to say. Went out there and just proved it on the football field. And hats off to them. So, I'm not a Michigan dude. I'm certainly not an Ohio State guy. But, hats off to them, though. Mad respect. And congrats to you guys, too, man. Long time coming.
Yes, I
it was
thought
awesome.
finally being able to beat Ohio State was sweet, but given the last couple of years what had happened with Michigan in the playoff, you kind of was wondering, especially the way the Alabama game started with the almost pick. So you were wondering if history was going to
Yeah,
repeat itself. But I think once they got through that Alabama game, the whole team was, because a lot of the team is seniors, and
yeah,
they were able to take a deep breath and then just realize, what was in front of them. And like you said, Ryan, they just pounded them, ran the ball, 303 yards on him rushing.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like you said, JJ was smart. They made big enough plays when they needed to, and Corum
yeah.
was just amazing. You could kind of tell they were saving him for the end of the year because they didn't run him as much as they did last year. His stats were
Right,
down a little bit
right.
this year, but he still had a fantastic year, a fantastic career. And finally, Donovan Edwards gets into the end zone twice. His first time since Penn State.
Yes.
So he had,
Yeah, it had been a
but
while.
I mean, the defense won that game. They had only one sack on Penix, but constant pressure and hitting them. And it wasn't from up the middle. It was, from the outside, inside. Receivers weren't getting open. T hit it on the nail on the head that they missed on some opportunities. I don't have a hammer sound bite. I'm sorry.
I don't either. Imaginary one.
But I thought it was just, and I'm happy for Harbaugh. I'm happy for those kids and the state of Michigan, which I have no ties to, but for some reason I fell in love with them, and I can't wait to defend, even though it will be tough. But with that, at the end of the game, of course, they don't even let Harbaugh enjoy the victory. They immediately, what's your future? What are you gonna do? And
they always do that. They don't.
And
it's the media. It's a lack of respect of the media, man. That's what they are. They want to get the first one to be the
next story,
the one to put their stamp on X, and get their stuff out, and try to get it reported because they get a bigger bonus or some kind of other clout or whatever it may be. But whatever.
I mean,
that's why again Harbaugh it's why Harbaugh answered the way he did. It's why he's he approached this entire thing the way he has.
Right.
Who does he care what people have to say?
Nobody.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
nobody.
It's like he's just going to carry that on, and again, just hats off to him. And I don't know if he's going to leave Michigan. I don't know if he's going to. It's a tough thing. It's everything's so fresh, but I'm sure he's going to explore some options though.
He did talk about spring practice.
Yeah, I mean, he hired Don Yee, who's a big NFL agent.
Yeah.
So I think you got to dip your toes. I mean, you got to strike while the iron's hot. He was so close to winning a Super Bowl when he was at San Fran and, playing against his brother, right? He beat the loss of the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember what year that was.
That's when the lights went out after halftime, and supposedly that's what, lost the game for the Niners. But I don't know. I think, somewhere around there. I don't know. I think he stays. Yeah. I think he wants to come back and defend, which I think ultimately that would make J.J. McCarthy come back. Because I think would be smarter if JJ came back anyways, because this year's quarterback class is so deep. JJ could for sure be a top 5 next year. But Harbaugh, I mean, I'd love to see him stay, but I have no angst against him if he wants to go and try to win a Super Bowl. I mean, because, everywhere he's gone, from San Diego, Stanford, 49ers, Michigan, turn him around, and it's quick.
They won
because you get physical, because he takes care of what the basic rules of football are: offensive line, defensive line, build the trenches, dominate physically, and you'll win a lot of football games.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I
with
agree.
that,
That's what he
we
does.
have come and seen. Black Monday has come.
Exactly.
Lots of NFL job openings. What do you want to start with? Belichick retiring or parting ways with the Patriots?
Maybe keep it with college. And what
End of
about
the
Nick
era.
Saban?
There you go. All right. Well, old Saban leaves Alabama. What, 6 national titles?
6, yeah.
Too many.
Yeah.
He's got too many.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, best
in this day and age.
college football coach there was.
Yep.
And I saw him do an interview today, just talking about how he just kind of realized it's just time to hang it up because it's not that he couldn't keep up, but he's just getting older where he can't do what how he used to, stuff like that. So,
right.
Mad respect to him for that. And I know a lot of people hate Alabama and Saban and all that stuff, but you got to take your hat off to him, man. He just found a way to get the best out of his players and the best performance and, turn them into men kind of thing. So, hats off to him. It's gonna be crazy to see him not. It's gonna be crazy to see someone else at Bama coach and not him. So
yeah,
that'll be kind of weird. But same thing with Belichick and company. So I don't know. Turn of the page in football. You know what I mean? Closing the chapters.
Yeah, it's weird. It's gonna be weird not seeing him on the sidelines, And I was thinking too earlier. What about all the recruits? That he's recruited out to Bama, and like, they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna play for Saban," and you're not now. So I don't know.
That was something he was. That was something he was saying where like a lot of people wanted when he was going in recruiting, they were asking if he'd be there for 3 to 5 years, kind of thing. And he didn't know he couldn't guarantee that. So I don't know. I don't know if some of those recruits either would back out or hit that portal or whatever they could.
They lost one today, actually.
Yeah.
They lost the number 3 rated high school wide receiver, number 10 overall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hometown kid too from Alabama that they lost. So yeah, I mean, what else does he have to prove? I mean, he has won. He's won at every, at LSU. He was really good at Michigan State. Probably the last time they were relevant. Won at LSU. Turned Alabama around. Took him a couple of years, but yeah, I mean, it's hard nowadays because you've got to do high school recruiting. You've got to even recruit your own players to stay because of the transfer portal. And then now the NIL stuff, it's okay, it's just, he's hit that age and it's just man, what else can you accomplish? You're still healthy. He looks like 20 years younger than he actually is. And just go hang out with your grandkids.
Can't you live off your,
for sure.
Your rep at that point? I don't know how much recruiting hardcore he has to do when you say, "Oh, you're going to go play for Bama and Nick Saban." I mean, you are going to be in the NFL at some point if you go play for him. You might win the Heisman, you might win a championship. Okay, sure, why not? So,
and more than likely, I'll get you to the NFL.
Yep.
So who do you guys think would be the top candidate or two to replace Saban?
I don't know. I heard Lanning's going to stay in Oregon, or is planning on staying there, kind of thing. So I don't know. And then my buddy sent me over something about Butch Jones. I guess from Tennessee hopping over there too, but it's a bunch of rumors and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, really?
Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Even Washington's coach. Well, he's an alum. I mean, the ACC is wanting to, get out now. Or Clemson's wanting to get out. So, I don't know. Yeah, the Washington coach. But I also heard, too, like Alabama had been put him on the radar and been, interested in him. That guy's like 112 and 14 as a head coach. So, I mean, supposedly he's pretty good, but it's just weird. And then go ahead, T.
I was going to say I heard Mike Norvell too from Florida State was possibly on the radar because of Florida State and all their nonsense with the ACC and everything, TV networks. So,
what you said, Florida State? We didn't get into playoff. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It'll be tough.
I mean, they had reason.
It'll be tough.
They had reason to argue. I wouldn't call they were whining about it. But,
yeah. Well, plus I saw a headline that they're about to be under some sanctions too. Florida State. So
yeah, same.
I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, with that, guys, let's slide to the professional side of football with all these head coachings. And T, since the Manders made a move and said goodbye to Field Goal Ron, what are your thoughts? Who's your prime target?
I haven't really even thought about it, honestly. Like, they need so much help overall that, it's not just a coach that's going to go in there and change anything. I don't know why Bieniemy's not going to step up and be the role. That's kind of just another slap in his face. So he'll probably be gone, I would think. And I don't know. I don't think Belichick's going to go there. I don't think Harbaugh would go there. I think they'll probably, like one of y'all said something about Ben Johnson, something from the Lions, and Aaron Glenn, I think, is someone else that's rumored. But I don't know much about those guys, so it's just like, oh, we're going to go hire him? Cool. I don't know if he's going to make a difference or not, or whoever it may be. So, but whatever they do, they need to make sure that they get someone in there that knows how to utilize that draft pick and their cap space and stuff like that to be able to build a whole team. I mean, if they go draft a quarterback, I don't know what that solves. That doesn't really, I just don't know. And it's a sad mess. And they need an offensive line. They need an entire defense. And so until they get those coaches or things under control like that, I don't really know. I just don't see a big name going there. I personally think that, even though I was talking to my uncle, and if Dallas loses that first round, Belichick will end up. Or I think if Dallas doesn't win the Super Bowl, Belichick ends up as the Cowboys head coach. So, but as far as the Manders, though, I don't know. It's a mess. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the first person that would really want to go there.
So you think it'll be a unproven, like, hot coordinator that takes over?
No, I think it'll be I mean, it should be a veteran coach so they can get the best out of just someone that's proven in a way. Like, you get these new guys in there, they're not too, I don't know if coordinators are, I mean, maybe so. Maybe they are, like, they have the knowledge and things like that for the draft and other schemes and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just disappointing, man. It's really all it is. What I think Vrabel goes to New. I think Vrabel goes to New England. So I mean, that's where he's from. I know they were talking. They were talking about. I'm with you. I mean, I'm with you. I just still think Vrabel goes to New England probably. So.
I don't know. Why would you want to go to New England? I mean,
He's from there, played there. Like, I don't
right, know. But I mean, what do they have that's good? They suck at quarterback, suck at wide receiver, decent at running back, but Ramondre got hurt a lot this year. O-line, okay. Defense is good. You'll get Judon back. He was a big, but they were still a top 10 defense this year. But you'd have to think that's because of Belichick. But, I mean, you're talking about Washington having to start over. New England really has to start over. I mean, brand new foundation and everything. So I think that's where you'll see like a veteran. I could see Vrabel. I mean, but Josh McDaniels or maybe Gerard Mayo. Do you think they stay with the Patriot way?
Keep freezing up, Ryan.
That's okay.
A little bit, yeah.
As we've learned, it records it all. So just yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
On to Buffalo.
All right. So I'll ask you this first, T. If you're a team, an NFL team, are you taking a shot on Belichick?
Oh, yeah.
Even though you think,
so.
what, 3 years, 4 years more?
Say 2 for sure. I mean, he's chasing that record. I mean, I know he wants it. I mean, he's come this far. I don't see him just being like, oh, I'm 15 games from the, the ultimate wins and all that, or all-time wins. But again, I think much like Carroll too. I think they got fire left in them. They're not done coaching. I mean, he said today when he was doing his interview, or like, he's clearly not done. So yeah, I take a flyer on him for sure. I think he can. I think he's the best coach in the NFL that's ever had. So, like, why not take a flyer on him for a couple of years? Try to develop some players, some young players, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like the Chargers would be the perfect place for Belichick, or even even hate to say it, but like you said, if Dallas loses without doing well in the playoffs, Belichick could go in there because the defense is already good. And you imagine Belichick with Parsons. Oof, that's like LT back in the day when he was with the Giants, So, and we know what kind of career he had. But yeah, and then I think you bring Bill. Do you think he would clash with Jerry Jones over the power struggle, or do you think Belichick is going there straight to just coach? Because we know how Belichick drafts; it's not very good.
Yeah, that's the questionable thing, right? Like, is he going to give up? Is he going to, let someone else that's younger, such like make those decisions? It's not for him because it's seemed like kind of was the issue in New England. He didn't necessarily lose his touch. He just maybe wasn't. It's a different NFL than it was. Go back 6-7 years ago. You go back to 10 years ago, and yes, his schemes and his philosophies and things like that do work, but if you get into a run game or a smaller offensive approach and trying to control the ball, the time clock, and things like that, more of a defensive kind of aspect, if you build your team that way and you get down, then how are you going to come back? Because if you're counting solely on the defense to make turnovers and stop the offenses and things like that, some of these offenses are very high powered and they're going to come through and they're going to put points on the board. So if you're not able to come back and from a 10 to 14 point deficit, then you're going to struggle. And I think that's just they need to go back to being more firepower. They did it with Tom, Dink and Dunk and things like that, but they also had explosive seasons with Randy Moss and other receivers and stuff like that. So they need to get that back. So like he needs to figure that part of it out. So it'd be interesting to see. Like I said, I just think if the Cowboys don't win the Super Bowl, or if they don't go to the Super Bowl, I think that he will come in there. I think they will. I think they'll make a coaching change if he's still available at that time. There might be somebody come and just throw a bunch of money his way, and he just says, or it's like the Chargers. They might come calling tomorrow and present him with something, and he might hop right on that. So, but
yeah,
it's going to be interesting, man. I think some of it's like, is Tomlin going to stick around or is he going to retire? There's a lot. There's a lot. It's tough to really kind of even think and imagine what's going to happen because it's the NFL and it's the certain owners. Things are people act out of emotion quite a bit. So.
Yep. No patience.
We'll see.
No patience.
No patience
anymore.
No patience at all.
So, how would you like to be Arthur Smith, former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, as he will be paid $17,000 a day for the next 3 years? After 3 years in Atlanta with all losing seasons. I mean, if you talk about a team that's just a coach and a quarterback away, Atlanta's got some good pieces, really good pieces. And I think their offensive pieces were being misused. Like, how many times were we chatting, like, where's Bijan? Where's Bijan? Where's Bijan? Is Kyle Pitts playing? Where's Drake London? Tyler Algier got over 1,000 yards last year, and like, I just didn't get it. Like, I think that's a prime spot for, like, say, a Ben Johnson. I think you bring him in.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's a good. I agree with you
their
on that.
defense got a lot better. Jesse Bates was huge from the safety they got from Cincinnati. He led the team in tackles. Right. That's just I don't know. I think that's a team.
Sorry.
I mean, especially in that division, wide open. I mean, a coach and a quarterback away. All right, so the Raiders, after getting rid of Josh McDaniels, they have Antonio Pierce filling in as the interim head coach. Did a pretty good job. But then again, you're only going to be as good as your quarterback. Do you see Pierce landing the Raiders job? As Ryan has joined us back.
Let's hope it
back
works.
From Buffalo.
Right? I am.
Yeah, I mean, if the Raiders were smart, unless they're trying to make a huge splash on a Harbaugh or a Belichick or a Vrabel kind of thing, unless they're trying to do that, I mean, absolutely you should go and hire Antonio Pierce. All the players are behind him. The players want him there, and they played a lot better down the stretch. And I think, if they can find quarterback, keeping Devontae, you got Crosby, you can build up the defense. You still got Jacobs, who, even though he's injured a little bit this year, I mean, he's got some fresh legs, I would think, coming off of this season. You know what I mean? That he wasn't used like he was in the past. And I think if you're smart, the Raiders or Antonio Pierce has that dog mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he understands how the fans and Raider Nation work, and I don't know. I think it's a good fit for him. So I think the Raiders, I would give him a chance. I mean, what do you got to lose? What do you have to lose? You're going to go out. I mean, McDaniels didn't work out, so it's like, okay, so we're going to get Belichick the same. It's like, okay, is that going to work? I don't know, but I do know that it worked for a little while. It worked pretty good with Antonio Pierce. So I say give him a chance. He definitely earned it and deserves it. So
I agree. Pierce change the attitude, change the whole
Ryan,
mood of all the players there. So.
We were talking about Atlanta. What do you think would be the best thing for Atlanta? Because they got a lot of pieces.
An offensive-minded coach.
So we'll say screw Atlanta. All right. Okay.
Am I there? Can y'all hear me?
You think they draft a QB or? Yeah, I can hear you. I can see you. You're right there.
Okay. Good. I'm glad. No, yeah, I think they ought to go after an offensive-minded guy. I like a Bobby Slowick or from the Texans or a Ben Johnson from Detroit. I think he would utilize Bijan and they do need to look for the answer at quarterback though too. So they'll be on the lookout for one of those.
All right.
How many quarterbacks is there that's really going to make an impact? That's the thing. Is it's
true.
It's an oversaturated, or not oversaturated, but undersaturated market. I mean, it's oversaturated by the amount of teams that decide they want a younger or need a quarterback. But it's like
they might have to get one of those free agents.
Backup, once again, a lot of backups played. Yep.
Maybe trade for like a Justin Fields. Ben Johnson goes to Atlanta. If they trade for Justin Fields.
There you go.
Yeah.
Go find your Joe Flacco.
I don't know if. Yep.
January Joe.
I don't know if Fields is. I don't know if Fields is the answer there. I mean, I guess it's just going to be based on the schemes and stuff, but like, I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions
absolutely. I mean, it's just like this every year. I mean, Seattle, that's a great job, I think. I mean, look at the talent that they have. I mean, I don't think Gino's the answer, so maybe they look to do something at quarterback, but they've got a lot of talent up in Seattle. The defense hasn't been as good as lately, so maybe, I mean, I could see Vrabel going there, get that defense straight. I was really shocked that Pete Carroll, stepped away. Do you guys think he coaches again?
Yep, I do.
Eventually,
I don't think he's done.
Yeah, he will.
I just don't. Yeah, whether it's this season, this next season, or the one after, or something. But I just think someone comes calling, and because he wanted to coach, and the Seahawks told him no, basically. Like, this is going to be your role. So it's like, I don't know. If you're a coach, you're a coach, and you have that especially with Carroll and Saban and Belichick, like, you have that. You do this you're a footballer for life, and you're a coach for life, and you have that passion. And I don't know, maybe he finds a comfortable role in Seattle where he's kind of, a little bit behind the scenes kind of thing. But I personally believe he is not done coaching. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. He'll be back.
All right. Go ahead, Ron. Yeah. I agree with you guys. All right. Worst job to go to, New England or Tennessee? If you're a head coach.
Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Carolina.
Good point. I mean,
there's no doubt it's Carolina. I mean, you're gonna.
How did I miss that one?
You're gonna have to go. You have to go deal with that owner and such. And I wouldn't want anything to do with any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a game, he throws a drink on you. Wasted.
He's liable to throw rocks or bricks at you if you lose a game and you're actually a coach.
David Tepper with the temper. I mean,
right?
Yeah, David Tepper.
David Tepper. I mean,
yep. I don't know. I've heard a lot about him just having a very short fuse and stuff, and people are saying that his pockets are deep, and he is the owner, but he should back up and let a GM come in there and take care of the business and stuff like that. Stay out of it. So I hear he's a jackass. That's what I hear, and we've seen part of that. So I wouldn't want, if I was like if I'm a coordinator and they come calling and offer me money and how much, it's like, well, how much is it worth? Because how long am I going to be there and be able to get all that money? Because with that guy, that lunatic, I mean, if you go in there and you lose your first 5 games, you're liable to get fired. So,
yeah, you could just be like Frank Reich, make 25 grand for the next couple years.
Man up.
Every day.
Well, true, but I don't think old Temper's gonna Dr. Temper there is gonna have a contract like that anymore. So I think it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, he's gonna put his foot down. But if there's a coach that's gonna go in there and tell him to be quiet, and let him take care of business, then cool. I couldn't tell you who that is though. Outside of Belichick, and I don't think Belichick wants that job.
No, I couldn't see Belichick or Harbaugh or any of the big names going to Carolina. No. I mean, because he's still paying Matt Rule, so he's paying 2 coaches off right now. But I think if maybe you're someone that say like an Eric Bieniemy, like thinking like, okay, this might be my only shot to get a head coaching position. Then maybe you do. I mean, Young is talented QB, but he's so tiny. He's so tiny. So is
Kyler Murray though. But he clearly got it done in the college level. I think just you need to put certain pieces around him and coach him up.
Right.
The offensive line couldn't protect him. They couldn't run the football. Like Adam Thielen was basically his only weapon until Mingo and him had a connection for like the last 4 games. So there's a lot there too. There's a lot there. I wouldn't count Bryce Young completely out though. Not yet. I think the right coach, the right schemes, system kind of thing. He can be something. He can do something. He can be better than that. So. But
I agree.
What do I know? I'm just a dude in a chair with some headphones and a phone record me.
See. I don't know. It'll be interesting because it's just like I think you wait for one coaching decision to be made, and I don't think anything is going to happen until Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Let's see how that first round of playoffs go. Okay, so
I totally agree.
We will get to our playoff preview. But top candidate other than McCarthy who could potentially be fired after this weekend. Fired or leave their current team for another gig. A la Mike Tomlin.
Wow.
I don't know.
Y'all think McCarthy's in trouble?
Maybe the Eagles. Maybe I heard some people.
Mm-hmm.
If he,
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think he's in. I think if they lose that first game again, if they lose to the Packers, yes. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, yes, because of the expectations once again that have been surrounded around that. Your favorite team, Ryan. I just think that. Yep. I think Jerry's supporting him as his coach and things like that. And he's going to give him credit, but he's probably just keeping the words back. Well, I expect us to win the Super Bowl, like he always says. And so, I think that's just his mentality right now. So, I think there is a possibility that McCarthy can be swapped out.
You think he's safe?
I could see a lot of
Green
guys
Bay beats him in the first round, Ryan?
Yes.
I
do. I just think he's safe regardless.
Safe. Cleveland coach is safe.
I think Tomlin could go. I think Todd Bowles could go. I think Mike McDaniel could be gone. I think Nick Sirianni could be gone.
Dolphins?
Yeah, I don't think McDaniel would be in trouble. I think they're just a quarterback away.
They had a huge collapse.
Being able to compete. Well, you know.
Wait, Mike McDaniel? Are you talking about the Dolphins head coach? You think he's in trouble?
Yeah, they choked towards the end of the year. You know, the Bills had a 0.1% chance to win the AFC East 6 weeks ago. They won it because the Dolphins blew it.
Okay, well, I mean, so did the Jags.
Well, the Dolphins had some.
Doug Peterson,
Yeah,
should he be
the
fired?
Jags too. Yeah.
I mean, I would look and think of other options possibly. What has he gotten the best out of Trevor? No.
Wow.
They put the talent around him, and nope. He bet on Trevor, and you know, I don't know. I think Lawrence is probably overrated. You know, I don't know. It's my opinion. So
I just had a thought. Harbaugh to Jacksonville.
I could see that. I could see that. Honestly, I don't see Jacksonville giving up on Peterson though yet. But again, I don't. Again, like Harbaugh comes out and says he wants that job, I'm sure that they'll make it happen. You know what I mean? But
they got to shore up their defense
first. I don't know.
Yeah,
they need to shore up the defense for sure on that.
They're terrible. Trevor's got to clean it up, man. He's led the league in turnovers since he entered the league, and I just don't get it.
That's fair. That's fair.
What if? Go ahead, T.
I think he played dinged up those last. I was just saying he played. I think Lawrence played hurt those last few weeks, so we didn't see the best of him in a way, but we also didn't see the best of that entire team. So I just don't think McDaniel. I don't know if McDaniel's on the hot seat. They had a lot of injuries. I don't know if you could put that necessarily on him.
So I like the guy a lot.
I don't know.
I don't want to see him lose his job, but you know, you were saying a team that kind of collapsed too. You know, y'all are talking about Nick Sirianni. I mean, the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year. The Dolphins can't even win the division, and his job's safe. I mean, I don't know.
That's what I love about it. It's interesting. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, true. I do like McDaniel as a coach, though. I think he's a great coach. You know, every time I watch Hard Knocks, I think, man, I'd love to play for that dude if I was playing.
All right.
But I think it's possible.
But you also think he should be fired.
So. I like you, but you got to go.
I don't know. What's the script tell us?
Yeah, obviously, those script writers in Miami that had the Hard Rock Cafe guitar going off a little early probably have been replaced as well. Yeah. It can't be. There's no way to do it. We've had this debate. I think we argued about it for like 6 hours one day. T left the conversation. He said, F this.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I did. And I will continue to say F that.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten a job, Ryan, as a script writer as much as you support it. I think it happens.
Script writing for the Cowboys. That's your next adventure.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry Jones, how you want this year to go? Yeah, I mean, who would have known?
Who's getting arrested?
I mean,
who's getting arrested?
Get a Golden Globe to the writer of who thought Joe Flacco would be. Hey, let's throw Joe Flacco in at Cleveland. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell at the Raiders. Yeah, that's gonna work. Yeah, that'll get good ratings. All right, Patriots. All of a sudden, you're gonna suck. You know. I mean, I don't know. How much paper are they wasting? I mean, come on, NFL, think green. But I don't know. All right.
Subway sandwich on that.
With that, guys, real quick, I would like to give a shout out to my son's theater group from Lafayette High School here in Williamsburg. These kids are just dominating. I can't even keep up with all the awards. So I know they're going to nationals in Mobile, Alabama, in Indiana after graduation for international competition. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my son and his theater group kicking ass. So keep it up. Keep it up, LHS.
Way to go, Jack.
Yes, we'll jump right back to our playoff predictions. Well, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. We're here. We're going away, but we'll be right back. And thanks for listening.
We're here,
This
we're
has
there.
been the Real Tree Shaker Show.